Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us for our next episode of Masters of Product. Our topic for today is how AI factories are rewiring software delivery, a topic I'm really passionate about. And to help us talk about this topic, we have Sid Dixit. Sid is the CTO at iTradeNetworks. He is actually a builder. He has over 20 years of building some amazing things like AI applications, satellites, robots. He actually built the first Microsoft Surface. He was helping with Android and the Razr phone, and he's worked at companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Motorola, and Maxon. And right now, he's building an autonomous supply chain at iTradeNetwork. As for me, my name is Mustafa Kapadia. I'm your host for today. I help product organizations use AI to become faster, more innovative, and make better decisions. You can learn more about me and my services at echo-point.com. Sid, welcome to the show. I've been looking forward to it. I know you and I have been trying to connect for some time, but I'm so glad we did. And I did not realize that you're local too, but I'm so glad you could join us.
Likewise, it's pleasure. I
Perfect.
think I have an amazing story just on meeting you first time.
I think we have a lot to talk about. So, which is why this is going to be great. And I think our conversation is not going to end now. It's going to continue. This is just one of many, I hope. If you don't mind, let's just jump in, right? I actually want to go back in the past. I want to talk about it because it's your interaction with AI is not just recent, right? You've been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Why don't you share with the audience a little bit about your journey?
So my journey with AI did not start with trying to build AI, actually. And this was 10 years back. Context was I just left Microsoft and I joined this San Francisco startup called Planet Labs with an ambitious goal of building and launching 200 satellites in space.
Nice.
Now, 200 may not sound like a biggest number back then. Back then, it was a more than entire number of satellites mankind has launched in entire history. And the concept was if we can launch these 200 satellites, then these Google Maps you see, they could be refreshed every day.
Yeah.
Uh, every ship in the world, every Walmart parking lot, every field, everything could be monitored. And it used to be in a 3-year cycle. So that's what we did build. Over next 2 years, we built and launched 200 satellites in
It's
space or 8
amazing.
rockets. Now, we didn't realize that's going to pump so much data that it's impossible for humans to analyze it. So
Yeah.
up until then, humans were having satellite images on the left, and let's look an old image on the right, compare the two, and say, okay, I see this change. Now with
Oh, wow. It used to be manual. I didn't realize that. Okay.
manual, so with 2 million images being pumped every single day,
Yeah. That's
it
impossible.
was impossible for humans to analyze it.
Yeah.
We ended up building first a platform to run back then 40,000 compute nodes and past SaaS platform to dispute imagery and APIs.
Yeah.
Quickly, computer vision, ML, or all these old names before the current Gen AI kind of thing, to
Yeah.
actually look and analyze these imagery. And that's where my journey started.
Yeah.
It continued into robotics next at Amazon and another space company called Maxar, where we did advanced computer algorithms to use
Yeah.
super high precision satellites. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you're absolutely right. I think when you, I did not realize, but you're absolutely right. I just assumed that we were using AI ML to do this, but you're absolutely right. It used to be manual first.
Yeah.
So you learn something new every day. Um, well, you have kind of a similar journey, right? Just like you didn't, you're launching satellites and you didn't expect to use AI ML. I think something similar is happening now in which you do not start off building an AI factory at your current company, but you
No.
ended up building one anyways. Tell us more about that one.
So reverse like 8 to 9 months back, I would say October, not even October, September of last year, right? And we are all trying to use these agentic coding tools and learn that. And I started by and trying to automate our QA, which took us from 0 to 70% in 4 years.
Right.
Pretty healthy number back then. Like you can't less than a year ago, right?
Yeah. 100%.
But
Yeah.
but took 4 years. So was trying to see what are the tools, and I actually ended up taking a boot camp with what is now called Amber.new to learn agentic coding and things like that.
Yeah.
Then I asked the team there, like, can you build me something for enterprise use case? And they're like, yeah, we'll get to it. We talked for a little bit, but different priorities. So we ended up started. I wanted to teach all the people what I learned in the company, and I thought, wow, if you have these right tools, anybody can learn coding, even non-tech
Oh,
people.
100%. Yeah.
So we ended up building these agents, which later became an agentic software factory.
Hmm. What was
And
the first agent you guys built?
so the very first agent we built was actually a product manager agent, right?
Hmm.
And again, it's all part of the core teaching curriculum, right? So all I
Yeah.
was trying to run is how can I run a 3 week boot camp where my finance people, my EA, my engineers, and my operations
Right.
guys build applications themselves. How can we teach? So we actually took what was Rue code fork and started building agents in it. So first agent was product manager agent,
Right.
which takes your idea, or idea agent takes your idea, refines it, and generates a PRD.
Perfect.
And
Right.
that was the first one. I can tell you more about the next few. Yeah.
Yeah, please. No, continue because
So,
that is part of your agentic pipeline. So yes, all of them add
so,
up. Right.
so once you have a PRD, what do you need to do, right? Like you need to build things, right? So now there is a difference between human PRD and agentic PRD.
Of course.
So human PRD is okay. Here's the use case. Here's the stories. Here's what you want to do.
Yeah.
For agents, they would like to know a little bit more about what are the functional building blocks, what is the data structure going to look
Yeah.
like, what would your key CURD rules, which is create, update, delete,
Yeah.
and read rules look like. So then the next agent we built was refined PRD agent, which is take the human PRD and convert it into a refined PRD.
Yeah. 100%.
And then what happens, like in the real human world, like once you have a PRD who comes in, solutions architects step in. So you're like, can we encapsulate the knowledge of architects and create an architect agent? So that's what
Yeah.
we next. Well, next in the flow is like when in a real world, like you will find a development manager who will say, hey, I got an architecture, I got a PRD, I need to create a dev plan and distribute it
Yeah.
between engineers.
Yeah.
So we built a dev plan agent actually, and it literally took all of these artifacts and created a sprint by sprint by sprint dev plan.
Perfect.
Now we wanted to build it. So we built a builder agent, coding agent, and coding agent will take this and start coding one piece at a time. And I
Nice.
obviously, because context could be larger, we wanted to
Yeah.
break it small chunk. So
100%.
journey continues. We were doing it in enterprise setting. We said, okay, let's test it thoroughly. That led to a test agent. And
Hmm.
then we realized, okay, we tested it. What's the next step? I'm like, well, we do security scanning and security things. We didn't build it then, but then we later we added, some of these agents too.
Right.
And finally, it was deploy. So we built all these small agents, and then we launched this 150-person boot camp, technical and non-technical, or 170 people,
Right.
who will build an entire application in 3 weeks from scratch.
Nice.
And half of them never coded before in their life.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, it was a beautiful experience. I love to share some of the videos from that one of the.
Yes, 100%. I think we'll have to do that, or maybe we can even add it to the show notes of the clips to this
Yeah,
thing, so people can see it. So you built all these agents at a certain point in time. Number one, I know you named it, so I'd love to know the name of it,
yeah,
and you then strung it all together,
yeah.
right? So tell me more about that.
So I think we built this first set of agents just for teaching purposes. And it was building like greenfield apps, which have kind of nothing to do with our enterprise workflows.
Okay.
But we could feel the power of it, right? Here are
Right.
all these agents we can run one by one. and they can do. So the idea came in, can we build it in a manner where it actually each agent is not just generic product manager, but it captures the brain and thinking and style and of our real product managers. Can we create a design agent eventually, which designs as per our design library, as per our design guidelines,
Mm,
our component
100%.
library, our development manager, which knows, or architects, which know the tech stack, like, hey, we use data log, not Splunk, right? We use GCP, not AWS. So we built agents which knows our architecture. But not
Right.
only know the architecture, it's one thing to clone people's knowledge into these agents, or add that to make them better, be real partners to our real humans.
Right.
But also, we said we need to give context of the company.
Of course.
So we took the Jiras and tickets and PRD documents and anything we can, and we started connecting them into this harness. So now,
Mm,
first one, and we I will introduce the name, which was called Harvey actually. And Harvey 1.0 was just for boot camp, like you
right.
learn doing a simple application end to end. Harvey 2.0, we realized we need to give it context and things. We realized we need a manager on top of these all the agents which can manage and orchestrate them.
Yeah.
So it's an orchestrator agent, and some of these things starting to um, take shape. So um, the way we ended up from that point onwards, we realized we need a design agent. We built that. We quickly realized, oh my God, we need to do an enterprise level code testing on this one. So we ended up building a test harness, test agent, which does like
Mm,
end-to-end testing. It will do front-end testing, back-end testing, API testing, database testing, exploratory testing. It will even have playwright testing in which it
perfect.
can look at
Yeah.
browser. So that was Harvey 2.0. And I can talk to you about 3.0 and 4.0 also.
So where are you? So is Harvey 2.0 right now? Is that being used by your team?
So that's the interesting part. And I'll probably love to maybe just do a visual
Yeah, please.
uh,
Let me bring it up.
on this one. And here's like the flow, meet
Yeah.
Harvey, right? You start with the right raw idea. The product manager agent kicks in. The manager architect agent kicks in, which is system design, tech decisions.
Right.
We have a developer agent, QA agent, DevOps agent, QA the
Perfect.
security plus security agent, test validate, DevOps deploys it and ship to production. We called Harvey after like food supply chains, so harvest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Uh, and then at that time we applied what can we use it for, and we were like, well, our biggest problem is QA, like we're 70% automation. So I talked to our QA leader Vijay actually, and he's like, Vijay, can we try to use RV to hit, I don't know, 90%
Yeah.
random in the next 3 months? And in October, it sounds like ridiculously impossible, right? Right? And I'm like, okay, I get it. It's a hard goal, but
Yeah.
100% bonus points on trying and attempting it, and no worries will fail or not, right? And
Yeah.
what ended up happening next surprised me. We went from 70% automation to 93% automation,
Perfect. Yeah.
and it became a velocity multiplier, right? So I think just to give you a quick recap, what exactly this system of agents is. Foundation layer is same, Claude, GPT,
Right.
Gemini, anything you use. We built a context engine, which I just talked
Yeah.
about, code base, Jira, tickets, all that
100%.
stuff.
Yeah.
On top of it, there's like 20 different modes or agents, super prompts, rack pipeline, and we connect all of these
Yeah.
and and deploy that, right? So that's kind of like what Harvey is, right? Is if you want to see see in this a visual from a human all the way to DevOps. Now what we have also added now is ship agent, or trying to add it, which will, every time you ship something, you need a LinkedIn post, you need a go-to-market strategy, you might need a
Right.
press release. Why stop there? If your agent has context of what you built, why you built, what design you use, what are the best features, it will help you craft it.
Nice. Very
That's
nice.
that's the journey. That's where we are right now. Um,
So I mean, listen, this looks fantastic, and you're right. I would love to see it actually in real time. But I'm curious, what is your team right now using this for? Are they using everything for it? Are they adding? Sorry, some technical issues there. How are they using this pipeline right now?
so
Or
that's
what
really,
are they using? What type of applications are they
so
using
I
it
think
for?
before we go to uses, I want to call out a speed bump I hit,
I'm
and
sorry
this
about what?
a speed bump I hit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Please, yeah.
And the speed bump made to a major realization
Hmm.
that going to agentic software factory is not about building the tooling. Is it about change management in enterprise setting?
Yes.
It sounds
You and
simple.
I were just talking about it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I realized it's just speed bump, right? It didn't scale as well, right? It did not, like, the productivity bump didn't happen as much as I was hoping. It went up. Some, like, 10% people can get really fast, another 90% kind of like
Yeah,
no effects, right?
I agree.
So we looked at it, and what it is, and where we failed is change management and training.
Yes.
So since then, we actually have crafted a training program, and and simultaneously, we built Harvey 3.0 on top of Claude Code, same
Nice.
layers, but now in your terminal, not just a VS Code plugin, wherever you are, right? So all the
Nice.
in the tools our developers use, that's the first learning. Like,
Yeah.
meet them where they are, right? Not,
100%. In fact, that
not
is exactly,
yeah,
we were just talking about it. All the clients that I have, the biggest issue is not the upskilling, it's actually the change management piece.
that's
Because you
correct.
have to get over, there's a lot of some rational, some irrational fears and apprehension.
Yeah,
And if you don't do that, it doesn't matter how great your solution is, it's not gonna work.
yeah.
So, but I agree. So I'm curious, how did you manage that? I know you said that you did. Of course, you put them all through your customized program. How did you manage the change management piece?
So, I would have crashed and died on this one, but I have a friend, Gaurav Singla. He's a CTO at Construct Connect and one of our sister companies, and
Yeah.
he had a very beautiful insight. What he did is for change management is he stopped everything in his company for two weeks,
Hmm.
trained everyone on the tooling.
Okay.
And that sounds like, wow, you're going to lose 2 weeks of productivity, right? And boy, like,
Oh,
they
you
were
make it back up in tenfold. Trust me. Yes. 100%.
exactly. So they were like, t- um, 2 or 4x something like faster. In
Yeah.
fact, one of the comment I heard from is, I wish I did it for 4 weeks actually, and train everything.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, great ideas. I don't have to invent fire and wheel again. So I picked the exact same playbook. I
100%.
change management. We are training people every week, and we are deliberately pausing for 2 weeks, where we'll do nothing. Product teams, engineering teams, all in same single training, and even other departments, right?
Yeah.
And we tell them what we have to tell them, and tell them what we have told them. And we'll keep on doing that. And we'll clear the calendars of people so that they have nothing else to do, no meetings to go to, no other day,
Yeah. No, no. I listen.
and practice it.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that works. And here's another idea. This is what we do with our clients too, which actually really helps. Is not only do we do what you're talking about, and which is very focused time on getting to know how these tools work and how it impacts them in their daily work, but then we actually spend more time in saying, now over the next 2 weeks, go figure out how what you've learned to go build your new workflow.
Yeah,
And then what we take them through is a guided approach of doing that. And it's that, I will tell you, the real value comes in that session in which they're like, okay, this is what I learned. Here's how I applied it to my work. And on top of it, at the end of those 2 weeks, they have to come back and share what they built with everyone else. And when you
Fantastic.
do that, you multiply the learning.
Yeah.
And then what happens is people start sharing each other's workflows with each other, right? And
Yeah.
so that, to me, it's almost like, in many ways, it's amazing. Two different people coming to the same approach because it works.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You got to meet them where they are. You got to give them time to actually go and spend time learning these things,
Yeah.
because you can learn it in 15-minute increments,
Yeah.
which has never worked. But
Yeah.
then almost forcing them to then take what they have, build something new,
Yeah.
and then showcase, and then talk about what is the, what did they learn, what's the benefit, how did they improve, the quality bump. And I know we're going to need to talk about the quality bump. All of those things are part of rewiring people's brains,
That's correct.
right?
And excitement is contagious with these things.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we have people, I agree. They're jumping off walls. They want to do more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I've started most in my company is every month we do these AI and product demos, and now we
Yeah.
bring people who have used these things to build for customers or for their internal workflows and showcase that across the company.
Yeah.
And that brings out so much pride, excitement, questions, learnings, failures, and starts to amplify, to your point. And
Yeah.
I think as we go through this, we have to do more of what you're saying, which is like
Oh,
every
yeah.
is something.
It's not a one-time deal, because here's the other challenge that you have from a change management perspective is, number one, you mentioned earlier, is that, the top 10 or 15% are going to take it like fish to water, right?
Yeah,
But the other 80% is not. And if you want to really see the impact and ROI, which is, by the way, everybody talks about where's the impact, it's because that 80% is what I call the frozen middle.
yeah,
That's that's a place that you want to thaw. That's a place that you want to impact,
yeah,
right? So going through the process that I just talked about, or the process you went through, helps you unthaw it. But to sustain it, you got to do the monthly check-ins and the monthly showcases, and we
yeah,
call it the monthly shows and tells. And on top of it, keep building on the knowledge, right? One of our most, because for one of our clients, they are, you know, um, prototyping and building design systems. It's not like a one-time, once and done thing,
yeah.
right?
In,
You have to keep adding to it so that you can keep getting more and more detailed and better quality and value out of the system.
yeah.
Right. So I'm curious, when you're doing these monthly sessions with them, how is that being received? Do
Uh,
people like it? Do you have high level attendance? How does that work? Because some
so
clients think, some
yeah,
companies peter out. Some people are just gangbusters.
yeah. So I think very high attendance. I think people are there's a genuine level of excitement. What we have paired this in between, and this is new muscle for us. But we took this agentic software factory and we
Yeah.
didn't keep it inside. We actually told our customers
Oh,
what this.
great.
So we took it on the road, and I'll give you two experiments which we
Yeah.
did.
That's great.
Experiment
You just expand the surface area of how much feedback you get. That's all. That's awesome.
exactly. So 3 months back, we started creating something called customer advisory board, where we
Mm,
invite 17 of our top supply chain customers, right? And we sat down in a room for a day and listen and ideas and everything. We also showed them, hey guys, here's this agentic AI software factory. We can
yeah.
do tasks with it. Do you have any ideas? And it led to very interesting conversations. So I want to narrate you one example.
Yeah, please.
So one of the customers, we are part of fun activities as part of our customer advisory board 2-day workshop. We were just doing a Jeep tour, and we were sitting at the back of Jeep, and he has an idea. I'm like, can I record this voice transcript? Transcript it? He's like, absolutely. So we did an interview, We talked about it. We fed this transcript into the product manager agent after we
Right.
got it in the evening. And that fired a sequence of agents overnight to build the thing. And by the next morning, we took it to the customer. Sure, is this what you want? And casting system, pretty complex, factors weather, factors
Yeah.
foot traffic, factors events in this by zip code to the end unit, and which supply chain changes. And he was like, wow, now since the 3 months, we did it for every single customer idea we
Oh,
did.
that's perfect.
And 2 days ago, I had a checkpoint with our customers, 90 minutes, where we say, this is what we heard. This is
Right.
what we put Harvey Factory to it. And here is the demos, 6 or 7 demos out of that. Oh boy, the customers were delighted.
Oh, 100%.
Energy is
It changes
offered,
the game. Yeah.
yeah, and we are seeing a traction which we have never even experienced ourselves. We built market intelligence solution for them. We built AI powered inventory management agent for
Nice.
them. We ended up a forecasting system for them. We ended up building a compliance powered system of agents which autonomously monitors the entire supply chain.
Right.
So these kind of green shoots have started to show up now,
Perfect.
and that's what I'm seeing. Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's great. And the fact is that you are actually taking Harvey and putting into real life use cases where you can actually show and delight your customers. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Right.
there's one more example, and I'll keep it
Yeah,
short.
please.
So we took around 3 weeks back. We took Harvey on road. So we are
Mm.
in Silicon Valley, and around 2.5 hours from Silicon Valley is a city called Salinas, California,
Yeah, of course.
which is the produce hub of world. Like
Yeah.
eat a burger in London, the lettuce may come from Salinas, right? You get something in Costco in Korea, you might come from there, right?
Yeah.
We actually met some of our biggest customers there and did a hackathon. Now, this time
Mm.
we pressed it even further. We all got into a room and we told them, here's our software factory. All you have to do is come up with ideas and start talking. And we fired a set of agents, and we're not sure if we'll build something same day or not. But by 2 p.m., every single of those 7 ideas was ready for demo.
Perfect.
And then for next 2 hours, we demoed it all across customers.
Yeah.
Now, why I'm talking this, and for people who are listening this, I think every business can use agentic software factory.
Oh, of course. 100%.
Easier to build. Everyone has tribal knowledge which lives in people's brain, which how you
Yeah.
build it. You can encode it into your agents. You have a ton of private data, context, documents, PRDs, code bases, 10, 20, 30 years of customer tickets. If you bring that context, if you bring people's tribal knowledge into picture, create agents and chain them on top of whatever tooling you have, Claude Code, Cursor, Gemini, it can live anywhere.
Right.
It produces something beautiful. It produces code, apps, ideas, knowledge, insight,
Oh,
marketing
100%.
documents, which
Yeah.
are which understand kind of like what you know about your company. Not
Oh,
fully
yeah.
there, but you can take that 85%, 90% document or code or app to the finish line.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. Sid, do you mind if I actually go deeper, if that's okay?
Yes.
I love the vision that you have and what you've done already with Harvey 1 and 2. And I do want to talk about 3 and 4 too. But
Yeah.
before we get to that, I'm curious in the way you've set up the pipeline, how have you put the human in the loop? Is it towards the beginning and the end? Where do you bring humans into this whole factor?
Oh, great, actually. And it's a great question. I might have to bring in another slide, so give me a
Yeah.
few minutes. I will to share this. But I think the way to think about it, the human in the loop is at every transitions for us right now. And the reason is, I think every time Harvey goes from PRD to refine PRD to thing,
Yeah.
it produces an artifacts.
Yeah.
And this artifact is a multiple multiple pages of document basically. So I'm going to
Right.
share my screen actually, but
You do have something up there. Is that the one that you're planning to share, or is this something else?
I will just share something
Oh.
else actually. So give me 30 seconds and I should be able to do this for, yeah.
But I like your philosophy while you're bringing it up. I like the philosophy of having a human at every point of interaction, because certain points of interaction require more human intervention, as you know, and some like require less. And that itself is an art of
Yeah,
deciding when humans come in.
exactly. So I think you should be able to see it on the screen
Yes,
now.
now, there you go.
And I think this is what it is, right? It's as you go from like a JPD, which is Jira Product Discovery or Jira,
Yeah.
agents start to kick in. They produce artifacts, and these artifacts have human review gate. So you look at the
Yeah.
original handwritten human idea. Awesome. Then AI works with you in the context of people to create the first PRD. Then,
Okay.
then a product manager, engineer, design reviews and approves the PRD. Does it look right? Right? You can convert it into JPD stories. You cannot may not convert it. However, you want your agent to close.
Right.
Then you go to sprint planning, and it breaks it down into small pieces because small pieces are easier to build, easier to test,
100%.
and each small piece have a each test piece to it. It
Right.
produces an artifact with like what a dev plan would be like. You review it and then you approve it. So every single stage, like for UX, system architecture, um, test report, security report, there's a human gate there, right? And
Perfect.
and that's kind of I think what does. I want to show you something else. Here's another slide, and this slide is the artifacts agent produce, and it does two things. When they produce these artifacts are pretty detailed and
Yeah.
review it. But when you hand off an artifact to the agent, it gives them all the context and a fresh start, and
Yeah.
they can run for an hour autonomously without having to ask too many questions. So a PRD could be like, I don't know, like 500 lines, 800 lines. And a dev plan could be sprint by sprint breakdown of it. And a build
Yeah.
agent can run on the dev plan for like an hour and then tell you, hey, I built this code. I built this design. Approve it. Do you like it? And at that point, you get into a rapid iteration loop. But that's what makes these chains and factories run
To
longer,
me, yeah,
longer
I
and
think
longer.
that rapid iteration loop is where the real value between human and AI interaction come in, right?
Yeah,
I call it human AI synergy because there's certain points in time, even in the 11 handoffs that you had earlier, to me, there are points in time in the pipeline in which you want to have a very close human AI interaction.
exactly.
And there's points in time in which a pipeline you want to let AI do the thing that AI does, right? And understanding that is an art and not a science because every company is going to do it a bit differently. But what I've seen with our clients is that the first half, deciding what to build, requires more human AI interaction. And once you know exactly what to build, then AI can actually do a lot of your other building stuff in an autonomous fashion, right? It's almost like two different pipelines, but you are stuck together.
And I want to go deeper on this, right, Masua?
Yeah,
There's an agent sitting between, there's a rapid iteration in each of these handoff gates when this document is produced.
yeah,
But between these gates, there are validation and eval and judge agents sitting. So one agent's job is to simply say, does my development plan cover every concept of PRD? Super simple,
yeah.
but it runs, right? Does my test plan covers everything which my dev plan has? Did I test everything? And then every of these document adds to the traceability. So for enterprise grade code, you not only want to have full enterprise grade QA and security, but you want traceability. Why did we make that decision? Where did we make that decision? Did it make the right decision? This is how you let the models not hallucinate and not be psychophants.
100%. 100%. I think
So
that's great. Sorry,
No,
I so, but I want to get more into this. So when you think about this pipeline moving through, and you think about certain points in pipeline, you have a high interaction, and other points in time in which you kind of let AI do AI thing, right? Um, how is that part of your current pipeline right now, or is that something that you're building towards
this is part
3.0
of
and
the current
4.0?
pipeline. So this is 3.0 where we are right now.
Okay. Oh, so you're already at
I am
3.0.
at
Got it.
3.0 now. Yes.
Okay.
And this is what we built. This is
Perfect.
what we are training everyone on and chain managing. And now we have repos in which these artifacts are getting populated.
Yeah.
And we are just started on the 3.0 training, like
Got
literally
it.
in middle of May. It will continue till the end of the June, which is like more autonomous pipeline with human gates, artifacts, enterprise grade code, traceability. Yeah.
How has it been received by your team? Because you are now fundamentally changing the way they do their jobs and the way they think, right? Because if you're putting them more, different part of the pipeline will require a different level of human interaction. But ultimately, you're creating a bunch of humans for approvals to go through gates,
Yeah.
right? Um, I'm curious how your team has been um, has been thinking about that.
So I think they're both pros and cons, right?
Yeah,
I'll cover the cons. First starts with anxiety, like, hey, I'm going to have a bunch of these agents do the job, right? Um, how does it help? How does it affect, right? And I think we started with that, and I think very quickly everyone realized that wow, this is phenomenal learning. I can actually produce more, grow my business more, and we are actually hiring more because in the US because of that.
yeah,
In fact, we are on plans to double our. We used to contract out a lot of work to our contracting companies and whatnot, right? And with this agentic factory, with our US team, we can build a lot more. So we'll actually double our US based
one hundred
workforce,
percent. I'm
right?
a big believer that AI is actually a net job creator. To
So
be honest with you,
and
I,
and
I've always believed that. In fact, I think you need more PMs. Well, since I work with PMs, you need more
yeah,
PMs than ever before. So
and the second thing is, I think on the positives, both PMs, EMs, designers, and
yeah,
they can use this to automate parts of their workflow to build prototypes quickly and show it
yeah,
to customers. It hasn't fully happened yet because the mass adoption for 80, middle 80% has not yet happened. It's
that's
happening.
always the challenge.
And every week it increases. So I might be, um, it's interesting number. Like I started 100% adoption of basic tools like Cloud Code Cursor. And now I'm starting back again. It's like 10% adoption of Harvey, 20% adoption of Harvey. So it's relearning.
Yeah,
But I think we have to keep at it. At some point,
100%.
we get all these good ideas, we incorporate them and say, no, this is the way, unless you know something better to replace it.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. I
Oh,
wouldn't say
100%. Yeah. And we're just getting started, by the way.
it's getting
Right? We're
started.
just getting started. Listen, we have only gone through 3 of our 7 questions. This is how good this conversation has been.
Yeah,
But we only have 5 minutes left. So allow me to ask you 2 other questions. And then what we'll do is, Sid, you and I need to meet up anyways, but
yeah.
we'll do a second session, right? So I'm gonna 2 questions. Number one is, just how has it been from a quality perspective, right? Because you start talking about testing and how it went from, I believe, 70% to 93%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious how the quality has improved. And I want to think about quality in 2 dimensions. Number one is, of course, quality of code that comes out of the pipeline. But you can also think about quality as in, is it the right thing that we're building? I wonder if you've actually thought about how you tackle that piece, right? Um, and then I also want to talk to you about the nonprofit that you're building. So let's see if you can squeeze both
Okay.
of those in the next 4 minutes.
All right. So on the quality side, I remember when I first joined the company, I was expected to expect code reds every so often, right? And I expected to have, we'll do a release and there are hot fixes on top of it because
Yeah.
something was skipped effect. Knock on wood, we have 95% reduced code errors. In fact, knock on wood, because we're an increased security threat environment, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's been months and months ever since we had it.
yeah.
And we have escape defects. We have first time in our history we have months where we have zero escape defects in a release, which is unthinkable of.
That's amazing.
And I was getting my engagement results from my team, and it's a score of a scale of 0 to 5 on
Yeah,
quality. What's the focus on quality? We got 5 across the entire organization.
it's amazing.
I
Yeah,
think quality thinking has evolved. I think our customers are appreciating our quality
yeah.
consciousness,
Well,
and
even the definition of quality is changing,
it's changing.
right? Because when you have AI write all that code, you know, it's a different way of measuring quality than ever before.
That is correct. And one more number: we went from a security score of whatever 70s to mid 90s actually,
That's amazing.
and which had like 80-90% like reduction across number of
Yeah,
threat vectors. But I worry about building is cheap. Will we end up building too much or wrong things?
yeah,
I think for product managers, job is even more important now.
100%.
Original idea, original thinking, customer unmet need, customer pain point, working backwards from customer. If you can
Yeah.
articulate it, if you can capture it, if you can step in their shoes and bring it to where AI meets you to help you, that's where the beautiful journey
Well,
starts.
I agree because I think so to me, you've highlighted something that I fundamentally a long time ago. It's like when building becomes easy and easier, deciding what to build becomes harder and harder.
Harder and
Because
harder.
otherwise, all you're gonna get is a bunch of ideas that you throw into a pipeline, and you're gonna get basically AI slop or what I call AI slopware, right?
Yeah,
And so you don't wanna do that. So that's why I kind of asked you both dimensions because you got to think both from a code quality perspective, but also what I call is it the right thing to build or not? Because AI will build anything, right? It has no issues about building something that's going to work and not going to work.
yeah.
We can go listen. I can go deep into this whole idea about building the right thing or not with AI because I think that's a fascinating field, and people are just starting to realize how important it is. Um,
I'll tell you about nonprofit in 30 seconds.
yes, tell me about nonprofit. We have a minute, and then we can go from there.
So I think I realized at some point of time what we're building is something quite powerful and should not be contained in the hands of few
Yeah.
or just be available. And and I think it's not the product or Harvey, it's the mindset or the
Oh,
teaching. So and you hear all these AI divide, and I think AI is not replacing jobs. Human who are more trained in it can will fare better in that market.
100%.
So that deep thought of AI divide prompted me to start www 1 million.build
Yeah.
all
So
letters.
we'll put this in our show notes too. Yeah.
Yeah. And what it is it's an initiative to teach 1 million people how to build with AI. So the process of going from idea to PRD to refined PRD to UX to thing, that's what I'll teach in this course. And I love most
That's
for
awesome.
Flavia to join as one of the founding members. But the goal is to teach 1 million people in the world,
Yeah.
whether they're engineers, product managers, operations, executive assistants, finance people, to be able to take their idea to a deployed product which they can sell and market entire. Be full stack builders from
Nice.
idea to sales and everything in between.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. We'll definitely put it in the show notes, and it's something that you and I should probably talk about in a different podcast because I think it's a
Yeah.
great way because you can empower so many people because now building is getting so much easier and easier, right? So more ideas can come through, and more interesting and unique ideas can come through. You're no longer limited,
And
right?
it's free, that's what I'll say. There are courses which cost thousands of dollars. And that's the digital divide, right? Not everyone can afford it. So this would
Yeah,
be free forever, no cost at all.
perfect. Um, this is great. Let's end there. Well, I don't think so. Our conversation will ever end, but let's end here for now. And then hopefully we can come back for just on on your nonprofit itself, because I think that's a fascinating story.
Sounds
Yeah.
great.
All right.
Pleasure to talk to you, Musfet. Thank you for the opportunity to share the word.
This is good. Thank you, Sid. As always, this is fantastic. I knew this was going to be a good conversation, so it
Thank you.
worked out well.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye for now.
Bye.